everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So we're going to be looking through my February favourites today. So let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, so there's not too much sitting here in front of me, so this won't be a hugely long favourites video, but I do have some cool stuff to show you. The first one I'm going to start with is one that if you honestly thought wasn't going to make it into my February favourites, you haven't been hanging around on my channel. These are the Hero Arts My Monthly Hero. This is the January kit and it's the bees. And I've used them on a card. I've done an unboxing. I've used them on a card. I've used them in my planner. And I've used them on probably 3 cards that I've made off camera. I love these bees. They are so easy to colour. And I will admit, I bought it thinking that I would lean towards the floral more than the bees, and I'm actually yet to use the floral. I haven't had time to sit and colour it, so I haven't stamped it out. I love the bees. I think they're amazing. I've just thought of another favourite that I'll grab out in a second because they kind of go with the bees. I love the bees. I love the hive, like the hexagons. I think it makes a really cool kind of background, but I love these, and I'm now keeping an eye on the Hero Arts website a little bit more than I used to check out what the kit is every month, because I may jump on that a little bit more often than I ever used to. Maybe. We'll see. But love this one. I just grabbed this out of my drawer because it wasn't in my original things that were my favourites, but as I was talking about those bees, I just thought about it. This is the Sizzix shrink plastic, and I used it in my the bee card that I did to make the little bees, and I thought I had some of the bees left over to show you, but apparently I don't. So I'll try and find a video of the little bees from that card and sort of put that in here. I didn't think I knew I'd like the shrink plastic, but I didn't think I would use it or like it as much as I did with the bees. Now, unfortunately, when I was making the bees, I kind of had some problems with this, well, actually it was with my heat tool, it wasn't with the shrink plastic. But ever since, I've been thinking about things I can make with the shrink plastic, and I have a couple of really cool ideas for some shaker cards and bits and pieces using this. So stay tuned for those in the future. But I really like this. I want to play with using different ways of colouring this. So if you're using ink as well as using my Copics, and maybe even using some watercolour. So if you've used the shrink plastic before, whether it's the Sizzix one or the Shrinky Dinks or whatever, please let me know what kind of mediums you used on here, because I'm really excited to play with this a little bit more. But that definitely makes the favourites list, even though I didn't think of it. The other thing I got from Hero Arts that I am just loving, and again, if you've been watching, you'll notice I've been using it in basically all of my videos. This is the Hero Arts Intense Black ink. It is alcohol ink friendly, so at the moment it's replacing my Memento ink. I just feel like it gives me a really dark black, which it's really hard to explain the difference between the Memento ink and this ink. They're very close, but it's just a teensy bit more black. I've done my white ink comparison. If you guys want to see a black ink comparison, please let me know, because I'm happy to do that with all the black inks that I have. But I'm just adoring playing with this ink at the moment. Things that I'm loving using it with: 2 new sets of stamps and die sets from Uniquely Creative. If you've missed the memo, I'm actually part of their design team this year, which I'm really proud of. So you'll be seeing some Uniquely Creative things pop up on my channel a little bit more often. But I loved these. The second I saw them, I was like, that's such a great idea. And I know a lot of different stores have these, so it's not just Uniquely Creative, but I thought these ones were really cool. This one is the Card Making Essentials 1, and it's got all of these sentiments in strips that you line them up with the cut apart essentials dies. So you line up Card Making Essentials 1 with cut apart essentials 4, and you line them up like that, and you get a whole bunch of sentiment strips that are absolutely perfectly cut out, and I think it's fantastic. And then the other one you get, this is Card Making Essentials 2, and you line that up with the Cut Apart Essentials 5. Ooh. And you get that. Like, just, if you have issues with sentiment strips like I do, I can never get them straight, I can never get them exactly the way I want them. I love this. I think it's fantastic. It's such a good way to do stamps, to do sentiment strips, and I love that you get all of them in one go. If you want just strips, you can just run that through and you've got perfectly good strips. If you want flags, you can run that through and you've got perfectly good flags. Such a good idea. $45 for the set, so you get those two, these two and these two together for $45 each. I think that's a pretty good deal. You definitely get use out of it. And if you do what I do and just every time you sort of need to make a set, you just put them in a little pot. Now I have this whole big pot of sentiments that I can just pop onto a card whenever I'm ready. I love it. So I found these just after Australia Day, which is why they didn't get included in my Australia Day weekly decoration that I did at the back end of January. But these are the Mr. Moose Shop washi tapes. I bought them from Lime and Mortar. She did a collab where Leanne put in some die cuts. I love the die cuts too, but I've put them in storage and I can't find them right now. Whereas the washi tapes live on my desk, so they're very easy to find. But I love these tapes. They're so, so cute. So you got 3. I bought all 3. So the first one I have here has these gorgeous leaves and all of the amazing little Aussie critters. So you've got a kangaroo, a koala, a kookaburra, a bilby, an echidna, a wombat, and a platypus. And it just continues along. It is such a cute pattern. I love the gum leaves. And then this one you've seen, this is the bee and the wattle. So you saw this one used in my bee week that I did. Is that this week? Yes, it was. So this one's got some gold foil to it, which I'll just sort of show you how good that picks up the gold foil. It's so good. So you've got the gorgeous yellow wattles with all the blue banded bees with a bit of orange, and it's just stunning. And then you have this one with the Australian florals on it as well. So you've got gum nuts and some, I do know what they're called, but I can't think of it. You have a bunch of Australian flowers. I'm just having a bit of a dumb moment, but someone tell me what they're called because then I'll remember. But I love these washi tapes. I love anything that's got a bit of Australia to it because you don't see them so often. But honest to goodness, that one would have looked absolutely perfect when I did my weekly deco for Australia Day. And if you haven't seen that one, I'll link it down below because it's one of my favourites that I've done in a while, actually. While we're talking about favourites that I've made, I'm going to do 2 that I've made that are falling into my favourites pile. The first one is this one. This was one of the most long and most complicated videos I ever did, but I was absolutely determined to get it done. And what I love is that it still works. Sometimes I do videos of things like shakers or light up things, and I don't, not that I don't use them, but I just kind of go, yep, cool, I've done it and I don't want to play with it anymore. This just makes me smile. I sit here so often and just sort of light up my planner for no other reason than it's fun to do. I love this. It is falling apart a little bit with the washi tape. I need to go around it again and just kind of fix the tape. But 99% of it is staying still, and the mechanism for the light actually still works, which surprises me because I expected it to stop working. I love this. It's the best dashboard I've made in a really long time, and I really, really love it. I did keep my acetate over the top because I thought it looked really cool with that dream and wonder on top of the fireflies, but really love that one, and I'll link that project down below if you've got a spare hour to go and look at it. And this is the other favourite dashboard I've made. I just happen to have made them both in February. So this is my social media planner. If you've been following me for long enough, you know that I do set myself up a little way to track my videos and stuff that go up. And I always use old Planners Anonymous kits to kind of make these. I used Woodland Wonders for this one, and I just love the way that this turned out. It was just some ink blending, a couple of die cuts, and then I used my Cricut to cut myself out a couple of versions of February, stacked them up, and I just think it looks amazing. Sometimes a bit of dimension goes a really long way, and I think sometimes in planners and in dashboards and stuff we kind of go, oh, I don't want to make anything that's too bulky. But when you do, it looks so great that you're just like, why didn't I do that more often? So I really like adding just a little bit of bulk to things, just sometimes to make them look pretty. So that is it. They are all of my favourites for February. I'm being deadly honest, I have not been crafting as much as I should have been. You guys are going to know why. It's because little Bubba is due very soon, and she makes it very hard sometimes to sit still and not do stuff, Like colouring at the moment is impossible because I can't bend over. But I'm doing my best. She is due hopefully by the time I do my next favourites video. And I will be letting you guys know what my plans are for my channel very, very soon. I'm not going to stop the channel And I'm not going to give all the information right now, but I'm not going to stop the channel. There just might be a little bit less content. But like I said, I'll go through that very, very soon. I'd love to hear what you guys have been loving, or if there's something in particular that you think I should grab and try. I'm always up for trying new things. I'm always up for trying new stores. So if there's something you're loving that you think I need to know about, please let me know. You can leave it down below. Or of course, you can find me on any of my socials. Let me know too if you want to see baby stuff included in my next favourites, because I think I'll have some baby favourites by the time we get there. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, hope you guys have an absolutely awesome, awesome, awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!